Do it after tomorrow. All right. So it says write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So first we have to find the slope. So here, the slope, let's remember we have to look at the y's. So the slope is going to be 5 subtract 4. Since I started with the 5 and the bottom, I'm going to go 3 minus 0. Remember, the y's have to go on top, right? So our slope ends up being 1 over 3. Now, we want to take these points and we're going to put in a y equals mx plus b. We're going to put in everything except b. So we found an m and an x. I'm going to put those in. M is 1/3, and I have to pick one of the x's. I always recommend using the smaller pair, and if one's got 0 in it, it makes it a lot easier. So x is 0, and where x is 0, y is 4. So 4 equals 1/3 times 0. Anything times 0 is 0, so 4 is b. You now have m, you now have b, so you have to write the equation. So how do I write the equation? Y equals 1/3 x plus 4. Okay, everybody remember doing that? All right, so this one, we first have to find m. So if we're finding m, I'm going to start with 2. Remember, in the formula, there's always a subtraction sign. We got to remember that. So it's 2 subtract -1, and then you have to go in order. This is the thing I saw people messing up on. The 2 goes with the 10, subtract -2. So both of those, this becomes a plus, so it's 2 plus 1. The 2 negatives go away, we get 3. And this becomes 10 plus 2, which is 12. If you have to, you take your calculator to reduce it. But if you divide by 3, you get 1 over 4. That's our m. So y equals m times x plus b. We have to put in a y, we have to put in an x. So I'm going to pick the one that has the smaller 2 numbers. And x here is -1, and y is -2. So -2 equals 1/4 times -1. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply that in the calculator. If you can't do it in your head, use a calculator, type it on the computer. 1 over 4 times is -1, I believe. And I'm going to put a dot on it so it makes it a decimal. So that becomes -0.25. Plus b. I'm going to add 0.25 to each side. If you use your calculator, it's -1.75 equals b. So the answer to number 13, I'm going to write here up at the top. Y equals 1/4 x subtract 1.75. Okay. Quiz for this will be in 2 days. We'll work on this sheet the next 2 days, and then we'll have a quiz after this. All right, next, find the x and the y-intercepts. So the x-intercept, this is where we would put 0 in for y, which makes the y disappear, because 3 times y would become 0. Then we divide, and x is -3. Now, we usually write it like this, -3 comma 0. If you put x is -3, I wouldn't count it wrong. I'm more concerned that you get that idea there. Then we do the y. 3y equals -6. So y is -2, so it's 0, -2. Find the x and the y-intercept for the next one. Go ahead and work ahead. Do it on your own if you got it. -4 is 0 for the x-intercept. -8 for the y-intercept. All right, for each equation, tell whether it's horizontal, vertical, or neither. X equals 2, if we graphed it, would look like this. That's the line x equals 2. So that is a vertical line. It's up and down. A y equals -7 would look like this. You don't have to graph it, but that is horizontal. That's the only way you get horizontal and vertical lines. So this other one is a y equals mx plus b. So it's got a slant on it. It's something that would maybe look like this because it's got a negative slope. So that one is obviously neither of the kind. Okay? We going okay? Not going too fast? All right. 19. Tell whether they're parallel or perpendicular. We talked about that the last couple of days. Parallel lines have the same what? Slope. Perpendicular have a relationship where they're reciprocals, and one's negative, one's positive, right? Okay, so this one, I can tell this one has a slope of 2. This one, I got to figure it out. So I'm going to add 2x to each side, and y equals 2x minus 13. So this one has a slope of, so if they have the same, these two lines are parallel. Okay? These, look at the slopes. One is 7/9, one is 9/7. One is positive, one is negative, so they are perpendicular. Okay? They're opposite reciprocals. Okay, now we have to write an equation of a line that is parallel. Parallel lines have the same slope. So the slope is 4. Now it's like what we were doing earlier on this, where we have to put in the x and the y and the m, right? So y equals mx plus b. I took the y, I put it in. I took the m, I put it in. I took the x, which was 5, I put it in. -1 equals 20 plus b. I'm going to subtract 20. B is -21. So y equals 4x minus 21. Last one. Pretty good here. I can back up. This time they're perpendicular. Our slope is -1/2, so we need a new slope that's perpendicular. Said 2? It's correct. It'd be 2/1, which is just 2, but now it's positive, right? So now we do the same thing. Y equals m times x plus b. 5 equals -6 plus b. We add 6. B is 11. And y equals 2x plus 11.